Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chez Moi. I've turned some things around. I'm going to try out, uh, figuring out how to best practice at home with you all rather than just practicing at home just for me. Welcome, everybody. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and we are a donation based community outreach, yoga community outreach. And we've been exploring our home yoga practice lives since the middle of March, since the pandemic, since the stay at home orders, at least here in Michigan, and for any of us who are joining from around the country. And maybe you've had to get back to going to work outside of the home. But no matter what, developing our home yoga practice, our own personal practice, is key to growing in this journey of yoga. So I've really kind of been grateful a little bit for this this time as a way to start to look at how am I using yoga as a part of my life, not just as a physical exercise, not just as something that helps me get away from it all, but how it helps me come within and recognize this current moment and steady my ship when it gets rocked. All right. So if you are new to joining, please go ahead and get a mat or maybe even just a blanket, something that you want to practice on or sit on and be on that gives you some comfort and ease. Nothing rocky, nothing too hard. Want to have a block and a strap. So I've got yoga blocks. You could always use some books. You could also use a chair. And today I think I might actually use some furniture bits to show how we can use some of the things around us for support and advance our practice in that way. All right. We're going to start today in a comfortable way of sitting. It can be cross-legged. You might wish to sit on a block, raised hips. Takes some of the pressure out of those hips. You could always choose to have your legs out in front of you. All right. So the first thing, just start to own what feels good in our bodies. And you're in yours and I'm in mine. Okay. So we're going to get started with a little bit of good morning, Heather. Good morning, Miguel. Yay, peoples. All right, I am going to move my block because I don't really want to sit on it. And invite ourselves to just have a moment to let the dust settle. None of us can just click our fingers and be like, boom, Zen sequence started, right? We wish. And then we even get to confront wishing that. Tuesdays have become the days that I introduce a philosophical element, a philosophical foundation of our yoga practice. And I try to use that as a theme to weave for the rest of the week as we move in our bodies in different ways. So first is just a reminder that yoga means to yoke, Y-O-K-E, to bind together, bring together. Let's all take a moment and invite what it is we're connecting with today. And if that isn't coming easily, maybe reflect on what's feeling disconnected today. Step gently into your inner terrain. Don't go in there with a critical eye. Let's walk in with kindness. Because maybe we're looking at a disconnection that's leaving us feeling frightful, fearful, unsure, angry. And those are tough spaces to want to go and just sit in. So let's bring some kindness. Feel whatever it is that you are connecting with or feeling disconnected from in your physical body. On a physical level, check your jaw, your fists, your wrists, your toes, your ankles, your back. Feel it on a breath level. That was a rather shallow sigh for me. So I know, oh, yeah, I'm not letting myself breathe fully. And that means that I'm either trying to hold something back from coming inside of me, or I can't let something go because I'm accustomed to a certain ease in my breath as a way of letting me know that I'm in harmony, I'm in balance. So my breath gave me some wisdom there. So I can start to invite a little deeper, calmer breath. Because right now, for now, I'm good. For these next minutes, for this minute at least, I'm good. I'm on my mat, I'm in my home, everything's good. House isn't on fire. No matter how much the mind is going, but everything else is on fire. Yeah, right here. Right here, I've got a good breath. My body's telling me, what's feeling disconnected? My breath is already starting to let me know, what's feeling disconnected in my mind. For whatever amount of time that you need to sit with that before moving anything. Notice when you're just like, I want to get moving. And it's okay to give a nod to that and then get to moving, but recognize, patience and acceptance. Okay, that's where I am today. So I'm going to talk about 3 sutras, yoga sutras. As we sit, I'm going to change the cross of my legs. The first is Atha Yoga Nushasanam, and thus our yoga journey begins. And that can be something that you can reflect on, meditate on, give yourself as a mantra as you go about your movement. What does beginning mean? Where do I feel that in my body? Where do I feel that in my breath? Where do I feel that habitually throughout my day? How do I greet beginnings? How do I greet repeated beginnings? How do I grow in these beginnings? What am I allowing to begin within me? And the second is Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga quiets the mind noise, the mind chatter. Or as some of you who might be familiar with me know that I like to say, yoga tells the mind to shut the F up. So you'll choose how you want to translate your yoga sutras, and I'll choose how I want to translate them for me. Because sometimes I do just need to tell my mind, shut up. And who doesn't want a little bit of that? But that also means we have to be willing to step into noticing how noisy is our mind. What is it noisy with? What is the content of the noise? How often does that content ping and zing and move around? We got to step into discomfort before we can step into comfort and ease. What is it that we're telling to shut the F up? And what would we be sitting with when the noise starts to dim? Because that may be something that we've been running away from as well. What's left when the chatter starts to quiet? And that leads us into the third. Taradrastups Varupe Vastanam, the third sutra, because once the mind is quiet from the second, the seer can see themselves clearly. We can see all of those bits. What was the noise? What is really there in my silence? What am I avoiding and what am I actually doing in excess? So as we start our practice today, and as we start our practice and begin it again and begin it again, let's reflect on beginnings. Knowing when our mind is actually being present or when it's with the chatter. And when we're in the present, where are we? Are we in a critical present? I don't like my feet that I'm standing on. Oh, I'm mad at my hips because they're not the hips that I had when I was 10. Oh. And then what do we see clearly? And can we laugh at what we see clearly? And can we invite the tears with whatever it is that we see clearly? I'll invite us this morning to start off with a Nadi Shodhana breath, a Pranayama. So we'll take our thumb and close the right nostril and breathe up the left nostril. Close the left nostril and breathe down the right. Breathe up the right. Close the right and breathe down the left. Let's repeat this a few cycles, breathing up the left. Closing, breathing down. Continue in this manner. Reflect on those 3 sutras. What's beginning? Where is my mind? What am I getting to see? Relax your arms and have a natural breath. Greet this new moment and what we're able to absorb and be aware of. Sensations are kind of refreshed, this kind of vibrant feeling in my nostrils. Breathing in a fresh new breath, drawing in a new breath. Beginning anew. First sutra. All right. I'm going to start with a gentle twist, greeting my body, ringing out. What am I connecting with? What am I feeling disconnected from? Really getting to feel connected to my tummy here. A little bit of tension in between my shoulders. But my neck and throat are feeling kind of free. And then I'll release and let's find our way to the other side. Maybe start to notice the energy that you're putting into it. Are we being forceful? How are we treating ourselves? Is that the mind doing that to the body? Is that the body doing it to itself out of a prior expectation? And then I'm going to release. Oh, just feeling out my hips there. I'm going to change the cross of my legs once again. I'm going to take my left arm across, hook under it, and twist. Bringing in now a little bit of my upper body. And I just want to scan through the whole body. Feeling what I'm feeling. Noticing resistance. Noticing welcoming. And release and come on over to the other side. I don't want to invite anything that's aggressive or stressful or straining in my body. That would be me not accepting where I am, or I'd be more or less pushing and demanding something of myself. And that's not connection, that's commanding. God, and release. I'm just going to wake up my shoulders up and back and down. What wants to move? What doesn't want to move freely? Ask my breath to come with me into this. Observe my mind chatter already in this time with you guys. My mind has zipped, to 3 hours away from now on a different deadline. And I'm bringing myself back, changing my direction. Gonna laugh at myself. That's just my impatience to want to get stuff done and be over. And what did I deny myself about this present moment? Because there's probably something I could soak up right now, that I could honor in my awareness right now in this gift of life. Bringing the legs out in front of us, waking them up, point and flex. Shake the thighs. Just feel the flesh on the bones. Feel myself as a fleshy being on bones. Feel free to clear out some fleshy bits so that you can feel your sit bones. Chin is level. Ready to begin and begin again. Looking at my mind chatter, noticing what I see. Breath in, lifting up, no tension. Exhale, hinge, rolling it up. I'm just going to feel massage. Feels good. Breath in and lift. Exhale it forward. Start to notice, are there areas of my body that I'm not even detecting a sensation, or I feel an area more than another? Coming back up. One more time. Breath in. And then exhale. I'm going to hold here. I'm just going to let my arms rest wherever. If you tend to like to use a strap, let the beginnings, at least, of your practice be one that's just more of acceptance rather than forcing. So I just want to feel out where my back wants to go first thing this morning. Let it ease out of that sleepy space. Let it ease out of that less mobile space that night and rest and sleeping bring. Start to loosen up anything that's aching and stuck from yesterday. Notice our mind. Begin and begin again with breath. Notice the back of your neck. Notice the weight of your arms. Occupy your whole body with your awareness. What do we get to see? That third sutra. And we'll roll the spine up. I'm going to bring the bottoms of my feet together. And then let that upper body come forward again. See how much it wants to move. My right hip is a little tighter than my left. I don't know what that's about, and I'm going to resist the urge to want to calculate and start to try to compute something and figure anything out. Getting out of the habit of using my yoga as like this diagnostic tool. I just want to connect and say hello. Treat my hips and treat my body like this child, this infant that I haven't held before. I just want to see, how does it want to move? What does it want? And it can't express it to me in words. I'm going to make my way to child's pose. I'm just kind of warmed up, getting familiar with the body. Now I'm going to turn my orientation face down, right? I'd been sitting upright, my butt had been on the floor, and now what's in contact with the earth, what has a relationship with the earth, is changing as far as the area of my body. So my knees are wide, letting that upper body hang and sink. You might want to put a block down here under your forehead if your head doesn't rest on the floor. Hatha Yoga Nushasanam. Begin and begin again. Connecting is beginning. Beginning is connecting. Notice your mind. Give it something to focus on if you notice that it's running around a lot. If it's running to what's coming next, if it's got questions, if it's judging, let it focus just on your breath. Let it focus on a single sense. Maybe hearing as the sense. Maybe smell. I'm going to walk my arms over to the left and just stretch out the side of my body. Feeling my armpits in the back of that arm. For me, that's my left arm here. Sorry, my right arm, just giving me a sense of, a little stretching. I'm going to back off a little bit because I think I was asking too much for my first time in. And then travel my way on over to the other side. And actually on this side, I'm feeling it less on the back of that arm and more on the ribs. Feeling the sides of my rib cage. Letting my head go. What am I connected with and needing to connect with? What's feeling disconnected? And I'll bring myself back, lengthening, reaching, coming forward to hands and knees. I'm going to pay attention to spreading my fingers wide, preparing my base, preparing my hands to become my new feet, pressing down through the surface of all of those fingers and digits, tucking the toes, getting ready for a downward facing dog. Hips going to lift, heels going to root, letting the head go. Maybe pedaling your heels up and down, maybe not. Breathing in, breathing out. First time here, turn your head left and right. For me right now, I'm going to bring a little bit more attention into my index fingers and thumbs to press intentionally there so that I'm not just dumping into the sides of the palms or the heels of the palms. Noticing what that does to the relationship to the muscles in the arms along the way. Feels a little bit more supportive. And now I'm going to bring my knees down, finding a bit of a tabletop. I'm going to do a few cat and cows, lubricating my spine. So some may be thinking, well, how do you choose what you're doing first or second or third? I'm just slowly, gradually seeing body parts move. Right? And so I worked some legs, I worked some spine when we were sitting. Big areas, right? Our legs are big areas. Spine is big area. Shoulders, arms, big area. And then less big. How about that for language, right? Less big. I crack myself up sometimes. I swear. All right. But really, so the neck, as I'm doing these cat and cows, what's moving in the smaller areas? What's moving in the bigger areas? Starting to notice, how much of my core muscles helping me here? How much of my back muscles helping me here? And that isn't meant as I'm issuing some challenge. I didn't drop mic and just start to challenge my back and challenge my core. Let's go back to those first 3 sutras. We're going to begin and begin again. Notice that mind chatter and ask the mind to shut up. So all those questions, right? That's the mind not shutting up. And then what do I get to see? I get to see, oh my God, my mind really doesn't know how to shut up. And then we'll come to a neutral space. So here I'm going to twist the spine, feeling out the range of movement that the spine, the shoulder joints, noticing here I'm going to shift back and say, oh, that was comfy. Oh, but as I have the benefit of seeing a camera here, I get to notice, oh, this is more even, keeping my heart over my thumbs, my knees under my hips. And now what do I experience? Oh, my core muscles are going, I didn't want to do that much work. And I breathe. And I'm going to root down through the other arm, asking it to give me some support. Does it want to be my support? Root into that, revolving. Feeling the range in my spine, my shoulders. Noticing, am I really doing more work in my shoulders, kind of bossing this around, muscling through this? Or, oh, could I back off a little? Oh, and actually it let me have more breath. And my mind's going, yeah, but I don't feel like I'm really twisting a whole bunch, right? And you get to say, okay, mind, shut up. Or, okay, mind, I'll see your point, mind. Do I have to be achieving here? Or could I be achieving and feeling the amount of force I can have with this twist and carry a free breath so that I'm equal in both spaces? And bring that other arm down. And notice how often I'm willing to sacrifice breath in order for some achieved look or some achieved status of strength. But it's not going to do me any good if I'm passing out because I forgot to take a breath, right? So I'm going to find my down dog now. Paying attention to how I get there. Are my fingers ready? My wrists, my forearms, my shoulders. And tuck the toes, lift the hips down, dog. Now, I love this space because it makes me feel long, and maybe that's because I got short people syndrome because I'm a short people. But long and that lengthening of the spine, feeling expansive, it tends to be one of the first postures that I get to be in a day that really lets me lengthen through the front of my chest, through the back of my spine, through the backs of my legs. And then I like to enjoy a little bit of soft knees here, try to demonstrate that, keeping the knees soft, but the butt is still going up. And then trust that my arms and my core, tighten the core just a little bit. So it's not just dumping everything in the arms. Come down to those knees anytime that you can't have a calm breath and a calm mind and a calm body. Breath in, breath out. And then we'll bring those knees down. Sometimes that's a hazard of class environments. We get ourselves going and going and going, saying, I got to keep up that kind of fitness class model. And then we have sacrificed a calm mind in order to just keep up with others. We just definitely throw the breath out the window and not have a calm breath as we're going through it because we're trying to keep up with others. But a home practice lets us say, up, I lost all three. I'm going to come back down, come to my child's pose. And notice, okay, I'm going to resume and find the best equilibrium I can for a calm body, calm and free breath, and a calm and free and settled mind. Lengthen the arms out again. Mindfully being aware of, okay, I'm preparing my hands and my wrists to give me support, bringing that weight forward, tuck the toes, lift the hips down, dog. Now, everyone, choose how long you want to be here. I am going to choose 8 breaths for myself. Maybe for yourself, you're going to say, I'm going to shoot for 3 for that quiet mind, quiet breath, quiet body. What's starting to stress out while we're here? Is it the body? Is that an area of the body? For me, it's my right shoulder socket. My breath could probably do way more than the 8 breaths. My right shoulder socket said, you'd better not. And right now, my mind is only on that right shoulder socket. It's already starting to think about, oh, what did we do? Oh, what did I do wrong? Oh my God, I'm going to be decrepit when I get old. Yep, those are all the thoughts that went running through my head. And I said, just come back here and I'm going to focus on a sense. I'm going to let that sense be sight with my eyes open, relax the eyelids, droopy eyes. I finish my 8 breaths. I'm going to bring my left knee down, step my right foot up, and get ready to feel a little bit of lengthening in my hips and my legs. You could bring a block down. I think I'm actually going to do that. Bring a block down here and tuck the back toes, straightening the back leg, finding a lunge. So I'm going to send these hips, pulling that chest up. Oh. Scan the body. What's beginning? Where's the mind chatter? What am I getting to see? And I'm going to squeeze inner thighs together, feeling the range, feeling the strength in that body, containment, and relax and sink down. Squeeze inner thighs, driving that back heel back, breath, feeling strength in an elongated space. That's hard. And relax in the hips. I'm going to bring that back knee down. I'm going to walk my way up. Now, I'm actually going to scooch this knee back a bit so that then when I walk my way up, feeling the front of that hip, hands on the knees, lifting the chest. Good morning, everybody. Shoulders are down, letting the energy just be what it is in this upper body. Maybe starting to notice how much we shrug against. We're holding back, we're bracing. We want to be open to this experience of awareness on our mat here with ourselves today. Now, maybe you dip a little deeper in that knee and back up. Maybe not, okay? Your hip and my hip got a whole different relationship. You can bend and back up. Bend and back up. Bend, chest up. Breath, where'd it go? Mind, what are we telling ourselves? Whoa, what do we see? And then bring the hands down. I'm going to step this leg back and then step this other leg up. No rush. I'm going to dip down just to kind of wake up my hips there. Get a little counter out of where we were. And then I'm going to straighten the back leg. Feel out both legs. Squeeze inner thighs. I needed that kind of grip, that containment, holding it all together, pulling the chest up. Now I'm going to let those muscles go in the thigh and sink. Now my right butt. Okay, so my right sacrum, the right side of my low back just said, yeah, don't sag. So now I'm going to squeeze. Everything's coming back together. Feels more put together, held together. Breathe. And now relax the groin and see if we can sink. What will your body allow? Don't push yourself beyond where your body says yes. And now I'm going to squeeze. Breath in. Breath out. I'm going to bring that knee down. I'm going to walk my hands up. Notice I'm going to try to keep this knee over this heel. I'm not trying to have that knee go past the toe, okay? So I'm bringing this up here. Now I'm going to press through these hands, chest lifting, shoulders down. Feel what's going on. Now maybe dip and back. Remember I did it on the other side. I'm going to do it on this side. I'm going to take this knee back a bit. Yes, because for me, this is a pretty stretched out area. For you, it might be like, oh my God, I'm not going to do that, all right? Now I'm going to dip. Being kind here and bringing it back. And dip, chest up, just feeling a little bit of lifting. Can we get some of this from lifting rather than pushing more on the bottom? Good, and bring it back. I'm actually done on that side. Something going on that right side, so I'm going to be kind to it. I'm going to bring my hands to this block, step this leg back, and get ready for a child's pose. I'm going to set this down. We've now felt out some hip area, some thigh area. Let go. Bring awareness into a sense, one of my senses. Maybe scan through a couple of senses. Use that as a way to ping and check. Am I thinking or am I just being aware? And maybe that ends up being a space where you sit and go, what do I do? Do I ever just sit and be aware, or am I always thinking? Yeah. Awareness, kind of like just sitting in a meadow and just being there. Can you sit in the meadow inside of yourselves and just be there and start to notice what we notice? What's going on in the shoulders? What's going on in my organs? All right, I'm going to build up a little bit of heat. So we've talked about, okay, how did I know what I wanted to do? We worked spine. I told you big areas, smaller areas. All right. So we've done a little bit of shoulder work. We woke up the feet. We shook the legs. We did a little bit of stuff. Woke up some areas. Definitely got into the hips now. Now we're going to build on the inside. A little bit of the organs, get the breath and the heart to work together. All right. So I'm going to come forward to hands and knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Let's say 4 breaths. And that could look like 2 for you. That could look like 1 for you. You know what? I want to stop for a second and I'm going to turn this away. I'm going to come a little bit closer. I want you to look at the upper arm area and what in this down dog. And I'm going to talk through a little bit of something. All right. Actually. Okay. So here's where we tend to be in our down dog. Where we're shrugging those shoulders up by the ears. Want to see first, can you let your upper body sink down, okay? Not shirking it up here, bringing it here. Then once we're there, notice my upper arms now. I'm going to roll them open. Open, head down. Not here, here. Let's approach our down dog again. And whenever you're in it, start to see, okay, am I allowing this space and letting the support structure hold me? Or am I using all of my bigger muscles, the trapezius muscles, whole big muscles, pushing and saying, earth, no? Or are we saying, sure? All right. So I just wanted to feel that out and have us all have a moment of understanding, because I can't see you. So hopefully this will help you start to feel a new space in the bones and the flesh in your body. It may take time. Those muscles may not want to relax. They may not have the strength to support you. All right. So feel these things out with kindness. All right. Down dog. Four breaths, 2 breaths, whatever are your breaths. Index finger and thumb. Where are you in your hands? Where are you in your legs and your feet? How are they supporting you? Begin and begin again. Notice your mind. And what do we see? And I'll bring my right knee down. Step my left foot up. Step my right foot up. Breathe in and lift the chest up halfway. Notice I'm going to keep my knees bent here. Exhale, let the upper body go. Breathe in, lift the chest up halfway. Soft neck, soft faces. Exhale, let your upper body go. Let your flesh just sag on your bones. We're going to roll the spine up. Patience. Good. Bending the knees, pulling the butt back, lifting the chest. Exhale, let it go. Bending the knees, pulling the butt back, lifting the chest. Relax your bellies, let your organs breathe. And let it go. We don't have to hold so much in. We don't have to hold so tightly around ourselves. Bending the knees, sinking the butt back, lifting the chest. Hands can always be to prayer. Stand all the way up. Let's step the left foot back foot flat. Aim those toes to the front left corner of the mat, sinking in the hips. Breathing in. Exhale, reach it forward. Bring the arms back behind us. Inhale it back up. Exhale it down. Now, if we're starting to get tired, if your breath is starting to get ragged, if there's some burning going on somewhere in the body, change something. Maybe do a little fewer. Maybe slow it down. You could always bring your feet a little closer up. You could choose to just have your hands at prayer. We're working the core. We're working the muscles in the legs and in the back. And the heart is starting to have to supply the fuel to keep going. Breath. Good. We're going to help these organs eliminate. So we're creating compression in these organs, stimulating our system. Let's step the back leg up. Breath in, reach up tall. Exhale. Let's bend it forward. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. We're beginning again. We're sitting in a space of looking at our mind chatter. Maybe right now you're like, what? What mind chatter? Because all you're feeling is your body. That's great. We're going to just be here and observe this inner landscape, this inner meadow. Bend the knees, sink the butt back, lift the chest, chair. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, chair, squeeze knees together, lift the chest. I don't care how high. Be kind to yourselves. Exhale, make a sound. Then the knees, sink the butt back, breath in. Come all the way up to standing. Step the other leg back. Keep that front knee over your heel, aiming those hips forward. Feel out that you're balanced, that you're stable. Soften your feet and your toes. Receive the earth. Standing your body on this earth. Breath in and reach. Choose what you want to do with those arms. Bringing it back up. Feeling our engine pumping. And reaching. Maybe you only want to do 2 of these. Maybe you want to do 10 of these. Try not to even let a count go. In my own practice, I don't count anything. I just go, feel, change, stop, go, feel, change, stop. Breath. Notice all of the subtle wobblings and adjustments that muscles are doing to keep you going. Can you feel the stability of your bones under your flesh? Can you feel your muscles squeezing around your bones? Good. Coming all the way back up. Stepping the back leg up. Breath in. Maybe a gentle back bend. But root the legs down before you do anything with your upper body. Make room for your breath. And come on down. Try to make some sounds. Good. I'm going to come up to standing. I'm going to face you all. I'm going to come into a little baby chair, bending my knees. I'm going to take this right knee and step that over the left knee. And I'm just going to toe touch. All right. So we've got a little curtsy style crossing of legs. This leg stays bent in the chair. And get a little bounce, a little bit of balance, feeling that out. Feeling the stretch on the sides of the IT bands. I didn't do nearly enough of this last week, so I'm feeling a lot of that tension in the sides of my hips. Pulling the butt back. Still letting that heat accumulate in the body. Noticing whether I welcome feeling heat accumulate in my body. Do I run away from it? Do I enjoy it? Do I only dive into it? Do I not know how to have an existence in a cool space in my body? Is working bad? Does working have to be hard? Just because I'm feeling working doesn't mean it's hard. Now I'm going to do this same leg that's on top is the one I'm going to put on the bottom. I could just do it as a bear hug. I'm just going to do it as a bear hug. Breath. Begin and begin again. Stand in the standing leg, not the one with the toe down. Really root and sink. Let that leg hold you. Breath. Balance. Balance of breath with body. Good. Let's release. Come on up. Ah. Feel free to shake that stuff out, right? Maybe. What was going on with that? Yeah. All right. And we'll find our chair again. Maybe you're like, you go ahead. I'll catch y'all on the replay. That's legit. You're at home. Notice your mind chatter. What do you get to see about yourself? That's you connecting. We're going to step this leg across. Oh. These are actual and true sounds coming out of me this morning, y'all. These are not actors. This is pulling the arms open wide. I'm going to change those arms. Feeling my chest, my heart space. Am I closing that space, or can I keep it open? Can I keep my eyes open? Are my senses open? Or am I just wanting this to be over? Am I being present, or am I just waiting for this to be over? And if I'm present, where am I? What am I present with? What am I practicing right now? Do you need to come out? Come on out. You're not trying to beat me here. Heck, I'm trying not to beat myself here. Good. I'm going to release, uncross those legs. I'm going to find an interlace here. Send the hips forward. Send the wrists down. Open up the chest. Breath. And let's come on forward. Now, if you need to let those arms go, let them go. And let's let those arms go. I'm going to bring the hands down and step to plank. Last bit of engine work. Nipples over thumbs. This morning I think I'm just going to keep my legs crossed behind me. But notice that the legs are still straight. So the thigh is straight, not bent. Hips are straight. Dome up and the shoulders don't sag. So I'm going to dome, holding myself, breath. And I'm going to go for, 8 breaths here. And you could be like, yeah, that's called 1 for me. And that's cool. It could be 20. What's your relationship with your heat, with your doing, with your action, with your activation? Elbows pinning against the ribs. Shave them to lower down. And we'll turn our head to one side, let the arms go, and just feel the releasing of that working. We were doing all of that working with so much attention and focus. Let's have some releasing of the energy with attention and focus. Inviting an element of this too shall pass in our physical body. Now I've got my gaze turned to my left here. I'm going to bring my arms up as though I've got a pillow under me. I'm going to slide my left knee up like I'm hugging a body pillow. And begin again. Observe that mind chatter. Where's your mind right now? What am I getting to see? That isn't always anything that's wrong. I'm getting to see what's so yummy right here. I'm going to prop myself up on my forearms. So this is my left leg that's bent right here. I'm going to scooch as much of my right arm and shoulder blade against the mat as I can and peel this left arm open into a spinal twist. If your arm doesn't touch anything and if that's stressful, put a pillow back here. Or you could bend that arm. Sometimes that helps. But let's find as much space of an ease as we can. And if that means you got to rest that arm, that hand right there on the hip. And scan up and down your whole body and notice this spiral, this coiling. Begin and begin again. Coils are almost never ending energies of movement and shifting and change. Constantly bending, constantly twisting. What's constantly beginning within us? In our bodies. We're shedding cells. So many human body cells that are expiring and just regenerating all the time. We're already a new being. Good. We're going to lay back down onto our bellies. Stay for a moment with that knee high. And if you wanted to stay in that twist, please, please stay. You could be like, I'm good. This is it. This is the jam. Haven't connected with this in such a while. I'm going to keep this knee out. I'm going to bring my arms down alongside my waist. And I'm just going to lift into a little bit of a cobra. I'm going to keep my elbows bent. Ooh, feeling the hips, shoulders, my back. I'm going to go up and down. I'm just feeling. Good. I'm going to let that go, sliding that leg back. And trade it out, sliding the other knee up. Ooh, that hip is like, you slow down. Okay, I will slow down. Sink. Release your flesh to gravity. Release your thoughts to non-doing. They're still going to float around, those thoughts. We don't need to direct them right now. We're just going to be and observe the meadow of the floating pollen of our thoughts. While we feel our bellies against the mat and the floor, breathing. All right, I'm going to prop myself up and I'm going to scooch and slide as much of this left arm and revolve that right arm open, spinal twist. Following the coiling of the breath, kind of like watching breath or liquid come up a spiral straw. Spiral straw, breathe your breath here. Where is it getting stuck in the spiral as you suck it on up and send it on down? What have we gotten to connect with that we've disconnected from for a while? What have we gotten to see about how we connect, about how present we can be in a non-judgmental, accepting space? Slowly Come out of the twist unless you're like, yep, I'm staying right here. And I hope that some of you have chosen to stay in various postures, practicing that listening. That's you getting your practice and making it yours. Starting to listen. I'll bring the palms down alongside my waist and lift a little breath. I like to do that up and down there, feeling my back, my hips, my sacrum. Feeling the strength in my arms. Breath. Good. Now I'm going to come back, coming to these knees. I'm going to come to a seated space. Tomorrow, I'm going to promise that I'm going to really work on some Shavasana space. I'm finding that speaking in front of this camera and watching time, that I don't like to adhere to time. And that normally I would just say, oh, to heck with it. And we're just going to do a Shavasana longer at the studio. And, other people are reliant on me right now with time. And so I'm really cognizant of it because they'll just like turn it off while I'm like in the middle of something. So I don't want you to think, oh, well, Belinda's home yoga practice, she never really gives a lot of time for Shavasana. No, Shavasana, that resting, stillness, the stillness, is key and crucial. So do take some time, either in a sit space or a lying down space, to let mindful stillness come. That's when that third sutra really starts to get into us, where the seer gets to see themselves clearly, see their actions and reactions clearly. Feel the breath. Maybe close the eyes, maybe keep the eyes open. Knowing, hey, this is me with the sense of sight, not identifying what I'm seeing. Right? Don't look at something and go, I need to clean that. Just, oh, these are my eyes with the eyelids heavy over the orbs of my eyes. These are my eyes receiving light spectrum. My ears receiving sound. And who am I who's receiving all of this awareness? What am I? What is balance? If you'd like, single Om, where we're going to feel the vibration of sound. We call the Om the unstruck sound, that it is constantly going. It has been going since the beginning of time, and it said it will never end. So all we're doing is slipping into the stream of vibration of existence, hopefully awakening a little bit more connection to who are we and what are we connecting with. If you wish, wide open throat, relax the tongue. One single Om, diaphragm soft. We'll come to the Anjali mudra. Hands coming to the heart center, thumbs lightly touching your breastbone, palms lightly cupped, holding your heart gently in your own hands. Maybe make an intention. I love to make an intention when I come to Anjali, an intention that I want to hold in my heart for myself, an intention I want to hold for others, so that anytime I bring my hands in this position throughout the day, I'll remember the intention I wanted. All that is kindness and love in me recognizes that same space in you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm Belinda, Just Be Yoga, home yoga practice. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.